welcome to the Superfoxx channel. My name's Julia and I'm your girl for all things politics and current affairs. I am so excited to be making this video today. I'm basically going to be talking you through 7 women who are the future of politics. So they're all under or around the age of 30 and they've all done very different things and lived very different lives, but for various reasons they totally rock my world and I firmly believe that they are the future. Without further ado, let's get into the first one, who is my favourite, and her name is Mhairi Black. At 23 years old, Mhairi is an MP, so she's a Scottish National Party MP for Paisley and Renfrewshire South, which is a constituency in Scotland. And she sits in the House of Commons, surrounded by people who are like 50 odd, you know, 30 plus years her senior, and need I say they're mostly men as well, and she just doesn't take prisoners. In fact, I'm going to show you a video.
This government can't even incentivise its own Scottish Tory MPs to turn up in this Don't dare talk about senators. This argument is used to justify the two-cap child policy. It's sickening rape clause as well. I've heard it used to justify. I'd offer the benches opposite to actually listen for a wee second here. I've heard it used to justify the sanctions regime, whilst I've stood in this very chamber and implored the government to make it more humane.
I'm not listening to her.
Order! The Honourable Lady will be heard. Mhairi Black.
I will leave a link to the full video in the description box below, but do you know what I mean now? Anyway, she openly, consistently addresses how old-fashioned and how sexist British politics is, and just there you can see that she's just getting shouted down, but she just doesn't take it. She keeps pushing for what she wants. Now, whether or not you agree with her politics, that's fine. Have a look into her, see what she stands for, but you have to give it to her that, my God, she just owns it and she just goes for what she wants and she goes for what she thinks is right, which is the future. Freaking love Mhairi Black. So the next amazing woman we have is Paris Lees. Now Paris grew up as a boy and I think she just felt like a bit of a lost soul. So she assumed that she was gay. She ended up dropping out of college. She ended up going to jail at one point, and I think she felt as a person that she just didn't know who she was and didn't know what she wanted to be. But she's actually talked about her time in jail, in prison, where there she got a chance to really think about who she was and what she wanted. And she realised that actually it wasn't that she was a gay man, it was that she was a woman and she just felt like she was in the wrong body. So when she got out of prison, she took herself back to college, she got her grades, and she bit the bullet and transitioned into being a woman. Now she's like an activist, a blogger, she's a presenter, she's a successful journalist, But not just that, she's also pushed trans issues to the front of public consciousness. She's really pushed for people to be talking about and accepting the trans debate without it remaining some, dirty taboo subject, which it really shouldn't. She's on Question Time one week and she's on British Vogue the next, so I mean it just doesn't get much more Superfoxx than that, does it really? Okay, thirdly we have Reni Eddo-Loge. She is a blogger and a journalist and an author, and she talks about a lot of things, but most frequently she does talk about race. And a few years ago she wrote a ridiculously famous blog, which has now, by the way, been turned into a book, but it was called Why I'm No Longer Talking to White People About Race. And she just challenges structural racism. Don't get me wrong, as a white person it's a bit embarrassing to read it because there are probably more than one occasions that you're going to identify with what she's challenging, but read it. Read it and see what you think, especially if you're white. Agree with her, don't agree with her, you're totally entitled to your own opinion, and that's not necessarily what I'm getting at. She's kind of swimming against the current and insisting that something is wrong when we've all just taken it for granted. And I think that to have the bravery and self-belief to do that is totally admirable. I will leave an excerpt from her book down below so you can have a read of it, see what you think, and if that doesn't entice you then I don't know what will. Number 4, I've got Georgia Toffolo on the list. She's a reality TV star, I know this, and she, is on Made in Chelsea and she won I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, but she's on this list because she bloody loves politics. And I mean, think about it, faced with most of her contemporaries who are either completely non-political or kind of liberal, she's a major supporter of the Conservative Party and she doesn't shy away from expressing that.
I'm best known for being on a TV programme called Made in Chelsea, and I really love politics. I'm a member of the Conservative Party and I have been for about 8 years now. I can't comprehend why anyone my age would support a Labour Party.
So I kind of take my hat off to anyone who is in a world that is, let's be honest, quite superficial, and she's still unafraid to say, no, I love politics, we should be political. I've always got respect for someone who doesn't hide their education and doesn't dumb themselves down for the sake of fame or for the sake of the environment that they're in or for the sake of pleasing someone else. You know, you go girl, you be a reality star and a political figure. I think the more people are trying to push those two worlds together, the better. Are we on number 5? Number 4? Next, we have Rupi Kaur. 25 years old and originally from India, but I believe she now lives in Canada. She is a poet and a photographer and an artist. Read one poem from her collection of poems entitled Milk and Honey. It's really, really famous. And you'll just get a sense of just how empowered and honest and special she is. She also, and if you don't want to look at this picture, that's fine, look away for a few moments because it features menstrual blood, and if that upsets you, okay, I'm gonna put it on now. She posted this photo on her social media in an effort to, I guess, strip away any taboos from the subject of menstruation. And I mean, naturally it went completely viral. You may well remember this. And it was kind of shared all over Facebook and what have you. And people were seriously, aggressively arguing in all the comments. So she was, again, starting a conversation and bringing something to the forefront that for centuries people have ignored and pretended doesn't exist. And she's, again, holding a big mirror up to everyone and saying, this is the truth. This is what women have to deal with all the time. Stop making it look as if it's something bad when it's something natural and we have to feel ashamed of it when it's something that our body does as a sign of showing that it's healthy. Okay, obviously, next up we've got Malala. This list would be not complete if she wasn't on it. She is only about 20, but actually her story starts from about 10 or 11 years old when she used to write in a diary that would chronicle her sort of desperate wish to stay in school under the Taliban regime in Pakistan. Now this diary was made public and so she wrote it under a pen name so that obviously the Taliban couldn't identify her, but people would read these diary entries and become so inspired because, you know, she would put herself in immense danger on a daily basis just to go to school. And the reason that she was in immense danger was because it was the Taliban's aim to completely ban women from getting an education. Anyway, one day a Taliban gunman boarded the bus and just opened fire on the children on the bus, and Malala was shot in the head, but miraculously survived, and she was brought to a hospital in the UK where she was obviously in intensive care and had this really long, overdrawn recovery process. But since then, obviously she has been physically and mentally affected by it. You know, it's affected her speech, it's affected her mobility. But since then, she has become an international household name. She campaigns all over the world and she, you know, hosts talks, and she has a foundation to encourage education of young women all over the world. So, what a woman. And she's won a Nobel Peace Prize. All before the age of 20. Okay, number 7 on my list, last but not least, we have Hannah Witton. I love Hannah Witton. She is a YouTuber and she talks about sex and relationships and, you know, body confidence. So, you know, from talking you through all these crazy sex toys to really bravely sort of showing you her own bodily insecurities and why she doesn't like to wear certain outfits and what makes her feel uncomfortable, all the way to hosting workshops about sexual consent. You know, she really is a joy to watch and she's so refreshing in that she's able to talk about these things when most people really cringe at the idea. Anyway, the sun is driving me mad, so I'm gonna go. But that is my list. Those are my 7 cool, witty, clever, brave, political women. What did you think? Did you like it? Are there any that you think I missed? Should I have made it 8 or 9 or 10 or, I mean, there's too many to choose from, so I had to be selective. I was only meant to do 5 to make this a short video, but I mean, you'll get to know me more as I upload these. I cannot not ramble, so I had to add 2 more. Please don't subscribe, no, not please don't subscribe. Please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We will be uploading content like this all the time, not just politics. They're also going to be doing things like makeup and music. And of course, if you liked this video, please do hit that thumbs up button and give us a like. I will leave you to it now. See you next time. Bye.